another edition here of Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, where the wall fights start. Round one. You know it. We are in the building. We are days away from the Xander Zayas fight and Jerome Bucenis. And I just want to let you guys know what I've been doing and what's going on. We in New Jersey right now, in Newark. Actually, that's where we at right now. Right there in Newark. Well, Newark's that way. Actually, like my brother lives like in a weird place because he's like at the in the middle of everything. If you go this way, you'll go to Orange, New Jersey. It's like literally the next block over. If you walk this way, you'll walk into Newark. He lives in Bloomfield. From Bloomfield, it's like he literally like, bro, I literally can walk down the street and walk into Newark, New Jersey right now. And then I can walk that way backwards and go into Orange. And I'm in Bloomfield right now. It's crazy. Yeah, he lives like right in the dead center of everything and shit. But anyway, fight fans, yo, uh, we here, we here, we getting ready, get ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna go to this weigh-in tomorrow, and we're gonna be talking about that right now. Uh, I'm gonna get down to the weigh-in tomorrow with Xander Zayas and Jerome Bucenis. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in when they open it to like the public and shit for like the people and shit. I'm gonna get in there, try to get some photos and shit, ask some questions, shit like that. See how Jerome Buchanan looks up close in person. Xander, bro, let me tell you something right now. I was just watching. I was on a bus riding here, so I didn't really get a chance to like watch the press conference kick off. Like live and shit. But when I just got to my brother's crib, I got to check it out. Yo, Xander looked drained, bro. Damn, he looked drained, man. Yo, and you want to know the bad thing about it? Go back to the press conference. If you already watched it, right? Go back to it. Go back to the press conference, right? I want you to notice on some key things that are going on in that press conference, right? First of all, okay, when they went face to face, that Xander was holding the belts right there. Look at Xander. Yo, he keeps blinking. He's like this on stage. He's like this. He's like this. He's like that. And he noticed that he's blinking. Xander he catches himself blinking too much, right? Then all of a sudden, you see Xander, right? And he like this. He like this. He like forcing his eyes to stay like that, not to blink. Bro, look right into Jerome Boots Ennis's face. Jerome Boots Ennis is like this. Like none of them want to give because you see, sometimes the fighters understand that when they're on stage, everybody's looking at them for different reasons. Some people want to check out how you handling the weight cut and to see if you're drained and shit like that. Now we're days out from the fight, and these dudes is draining themselves to maintain that drainness going into the fight so they can make weight to replenish. Now, this replenishing shit ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Weight cutting ain't no joke. Okay? Weight cutting actually is an art. It's an art. And there's only certain men in the world that. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So, um, weight cutting is an art, right? And if you don't know how to weight cut properly, you can you can hurt yourself in the fight. Now there are men in this world that have been doing this for a long time. And you can hire their services to help you in your team to cut weight properly and to put it on properly. What's probably going to happen tomorrow is that after both fighters make weight, and by the way, in a world title fight, you are given two opportunities to make weight for a world title fight. If it's like a world title eliminator, as long as they can put the word title in the fight, you'll have two chances to make weight. In a regular tournament, maybe not a tournament, like a regular boxing match, if you miss weight one time, you only given one time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So, but in certain cities, I've noticed they gave the fighters two, three. Yo, Keyshawn Davis took three times to make weight against Jermaine Ortiz, and that wasn't no for no title. That wasn't for no title. In Norfolk, Virginia, apparently, as a fight goes, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, you be on a fucking fight in New York City and you miss weight and you don't got a title on the line, that's it. You miss weight. You don't get another shot. You don't get another shot. But I guess in Norfolk, Virginia, bro, you can weigh yourself three times. Yo, like, the boxing needs to get it together, bro. We need to have the same set of rules everywhere because this shit is confusing as fuck. Because I know you can't just not miss weight, bro. When you step on that scale, you better make you and your team better make sure your shit is correct. But in a world title fight, you got two chances to make weight, right? Okay, cool, granted. After the weight, after he makes weight, what Xander and his team's gonna do is they're gonna have Xander eat like every 4 hours or every two or something like that. What he's gonna do is they're gonna fill him up with liquids first. Liquid. You got to get all the liquids back into your body. Now remember, when you cut weight, right? The first organ in the human body to release all its water is the human brain, right? Then your kidneys, your liver, everything else starts to drain. You take all the water out of your body and you're basically a skeleton up there and you're weighing, right? Now, there's an art to this because if you think all you got to do is just drink liquid and just keep eating, you're going to put on the weight and you're going to be sluggish cuz you got to put the right foods in your body because you can either eat too much sugar or too much salt. You can take too much protein or too less. And if you don't know what you're doing and you cut a lot of weight, you could actually hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? From doing that. Like putting on the weight properly. I think Xander's team and them, they've been through this a lot with this kid already. Xander's a big kid. You know what I'm saying? He's a big boy, young man. And they had to do it in the Bas Baru fight. They had to do it in the Chino Perez fight. And they had to do it fights before that. So I know for a fact Xander and his team they have been here and they have dealt with Xander, his weight cutting, everything properly. Is Jerron Boots Ennis' team ready at this weight? I mean, at 140, 147, they knew what to do, right? Do they think that that's just the same thing they have to do here? And that their fighter, they'll just rough shoot it, just be around the area and we'll hit it. Man, that shit is dangerous. But I think Jerron Boots Ennis, Ed Hearn, he got Jerron Boots Ennis now that I think about it. I think yeah, he'll have him with a good nutrition team. All the videos I see with Jerron Boots Ennis, it's just like it doesn't seem he acts like he got a lot of money or like they got money and shit, but they don't show me like they got that right equipment. Not unless they be hiding that shit. Cause every time I see him sparring and fighting, it's in a dungeon, which is cool. Which is cool because that dungeon setting is what really makes fighters. I like that Rocky shit. Speaking of Rocky, I like that Rocky shit. But you gotta get up with technology, bro. You got to, bro. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing Xander. He be like his nutritionist be saying this. His fucking people, we're gonna do 13 sets of this. You're gonna go, and all I see is Jerron Busin is in the ring by himself like this. You know what I'm saying? With one dude with a pad or something. You know what I mean? And it's like they like building Xander like the fucking Russian fucking the Draco. Damn, it's funny. All my comments are like reflecting, like, you know what I'm saying? But you know how when Draco trained in the Rocky movie, he had all like the technology shit. They showed Rocky out there with the fucking thing on his back in the snow. Ah, you know what I'm saying? You know how Hollywood is. They gotta make it look like if you go out and train in the fucking mountains, that's gonna win you the fight. Nah, this ain't Hollywood, motherfucker. You need to step up with the times and get your equipment right. You know what I mean? You got to give your guy the best opportunity to win. If all these other dudes is doing this high tech shit, maybe you might want to do the high tech shit too. Maybe y'all can't afford the high tech shit right now. I don't know. But I know Bad Bunny, he can afford that high tech shit. And what you think these people are doing for this young man, Xander? They like, Xander, what you need? What you need? We got your back. Yo, they look like they fucking training Xander. Like, yo, these videos is crazy, but yo, Xander looks skinny as fuck, bro. Bro, just last month, yo, he had a round face. He had a round face. You know that round Puerto Rican face? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right? Xander had the round face and everything. I seen him today. That motherfucker looked like, damn, bro, like he was stranded at sea. Like they done left him on an island somewhere and somebody forgot to pick his ass up. He looked like that motherfucker. You know, what's that movie? That Tom Hanks dude? He was Wilson. He had the volleyball with the fucking handprint and shit. That looked like Xander's ass right there, bro. Yo, he was stranded on an island somewhere. He ain't ate nothing. Damn, bro, he looked skinny, bro. He dropped a lot of weight. Remember, remember, right? People were just saying yesterday, Xander's gonna fucking and top ranking them. Xander's gonna miss weight and come in mad big. And I was talking to my boy Frontline, right? Frontline was like, "Yo, Edwin, you hear all the rumors on fucking on social media that everybody's saying Xander's gonna miss weight on purpose and this, that, and third?" And I was like, "Yo, my brother, I'm on the bus. I'm not listening to none of this shit, but I'll give you a one bit of advice for you." He goes, "What?" I said, just follow the clues. If the people listen just a little bit, they would see that it's a lie. He said, "Why, Edwin?" I said, "Just yesterday they had a standoff where Xander and Jerron Busenis met. What was the first thing Jerron Busenis said to Xander? Boy, you look skinny. The first thing he said to Xander when they broke them up like that, he had the two belts. What did he say to him? Boy, you look skinny. The next day, everybody dropped the video saying that Xander was going to purposely come in big and miss weight. When Jerron Busanis is standing in front of you, he told you the truth. I was telling them, they just making these videos for clicks and bait. To have people going, no, Xander. People that do these content videos, they know what the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what clickbait is? They're just gonna hear somebody saying, "Oh yeah, Xander's coming in over." You think Xander wants to come in overweight and sacrifice both his belts on the scale? That's the game plan. To beat Jerome Boo's Ennis, but lose both your belts. Sounds like a plan? You guys are idiots. Don't listen to these people, bro. Don't listen to these people, man. Them dudes is fucking. They just dudes trying to stir up shit because they ain't got nothing else to talk about. Cause they don't know how to break down real clues, real facts and shit. They don't know how to do that shit. Bro, it took me 10 seconds to figure out that was a lie. I was like, what did Jerome Buchanan say to him? Yeah, and I'm on a bus. I'm not even watching none of this shit. But Frontline, my co-host, he always keeps me informed. Shout out to Frontline. He always keep me informed with everything that's going on. And he was telling me all this shit on my way here and shit. And I was just like, social media, bro. They just want some a little bit something to talk about. Each side is trying to give their side more confidence. Yo, is it me? Is it me? Right? And I don't want to say anything about this because and then people gonna be like, yo, Ron One, you biased because you already got Xander. You fucking right, I got Xander, right? Cool. We picking our fighter. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Ain't nothing wrong with fucking not picking Jerron Boots. And he's a dog, right? But let's just remember, he is the favorite in the fight. Let's remember that a lot of us never felt Xander could beat Jerron Boots Ennis. We're optimistic that Xander's a much better fighter even at this age. That's what we're backing. We're backing the fact that, yo, I don't think you're gonna whoop his ass like you whoop these other dudes' ass. Now, if you go in there and do that, fine, Jerron Busanich, you got that. You were just a better fighter on the night, whatever, man. You got that, right? I just don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I think Xander's gonna put on, they at any point, both of these fighters got the ability to stop each other. Um, for all the people like Xander don't got that one punch and knockout power, bullshit. He knocked out that Mexican with one punch. Knocked one punch, he put him down. Xander went left, hit him right, the dude dropped. That's one punch. It's not, it wasn't a sequence of punches, wasn't none of that. He dropped him with one shot. So, bro, if you give Xander the opportunity, he hits you in your jaw, bro. He gonna put you down. But now let's just remember that these are the best chins, jaws, and the top of the food chain. These are all the guys that they skills checked out and their chins checked out. They're not gonna be easy to knock out. You know, I just we in Jersey right now. I'm about to go to this weigh in tomorrow. We'll be there. I'm gonna see how I do this. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this, but I'll figure it out as I go. You know what I mean? We always do. We always do, you know? But yeah, man. We out in Newark, New Jersey right now. This is this is where I was born. I was born in Newark. Yeah. Just going back home to the motherland. Yeah, man. Yeah, let me sit down over here. I wanna puff on this right here. Oh man. Off to the fights tomorrow, man. Let me catch up to y'all. What y'all saying up in here? What's up, everybody? I see y'all. Why am I not getting ready for work? What you mean, getting ready for work? I'm getting ready to go watch a fight, lady. You guys are bugging. Boots by KO? What round? What round? US just lost to Turkey at the last seconds? No. Ah, bro, they lost. Casemiro versus Nick Ball. Where am I from? Who you talking to? Fucking I think I look, man. Let me tell y'all something right now, right? I think Boots has the ability to fucking win. Um, I mean, I could see a situation where if Xander gets hurt and he's in front of Boots Ennis and he stops moving his legs, Boots could chop him down. Yeah, Boots could chop Xander down. But there's a flip side to this quarter because Xander can really hurt Boots too. You know, when people talk about all the fucking like special effects that Jerome Boots Ennis brings to the table, right? And all that shit, those special effects come with a price. Sometimes he has to step in to loop the shot underneath the guard to hit his body, right? And in doing so, Xander's just that much taller than Boots, and his arm reach is just that much longer as well. So, what I'm banking on, what I'm banking on is the fact that Javier is a good coach. Look what he did with George Camboza. He beat Tio with George Camboza. I that should say everything right there. He's smart enough to know that his student is in for a big fight, right? Now, Xander can get a little laxy daisy in the fight at times. He has a point in the fight where, or in the rounds, where you can see him like either he's trying to take a breather or he's trying to reassess himself. There was a time where he did that in the Chino Perez fight, and Chino attacked him, and he caught Xander like in a pause. Like Xander, he just like kind of like drifted off a little bit. Like when, I don't know if you ever play baseball or anything, but you ever see that little kid in the outfield in Little League? He's just looking in the sky. The game's going on. He's out there throwing his glove around. He loses focus of the game. You hit a ball out there, that he's gonna, he ain't gonna have no glove. It's gonna be on the floor. And it's brief. It's real brief, like Xander does it. It's brief. But like I said, it could be that he's trying to take like a break or like a breather in between, or maybe he's reassessing himself, but he'll have that moment. And both Chino Perez and Abbas Baru caught it when Xander did that and they attacked him. Abbas Baru hit him with the shot over the right and he caught Xander laggy-gagging and he caught him bow. Yeah, I've been watching those fights lately over and over and over again. The Xander fights and the Jerron Butenis fight. And I get worried and shit because Jerron Butenis, man, he's like, when you watch his fights, you're like quickly reminded who he is. You're like, fuck. And then you realize, you remind yourself at the beginning when this all started. And I was on that shit where I was like, yo, Xander, why the fuck did you pick this dude? If you didn't have to fight him, bro, then you should have just waited a year or two and then fought him. Wait until you get a little bit more seasoned and then come back and fight him. If you weren't obligated to fight him right now, it's not that you're scared of him. It's not that I feel that Xander would ever be scared of him because look, he's fighting him right now. So it goes to prove that he ain't shook from him at all. But it's not about being scared, it's about being prepared. Proper preparation. The more fights you got in the ring, the more experience. I feel like they're attacking Xander because what is this, his third 12 round fight? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't got my everything in front of me. I'm not at home or anything, right? But if I'm not mistaken, fucking Chino Perez was his first 12-round fight. Then Abbas Baru was his second. So you mean to tell me for your third professional 12-round fight, you're gonna fight Jerron Butenis, which Jerron Butenis has what, 9, 8, 12-round fights scheduled? I can't say that Jerron Booten just because he had that many fights too, that he's in any better place. It's not like Jerron Booten went the distance a whole bunch of times in his career. The last two times were the Karen's fights that I can remember. After and before that, he was knocking everybody out, and he went back on the knockout streak and knocked out Lima. So the only two real 12-round fights of evidence that I have is the Karen Kikuchewicz, whatever that name is, his name. Fucking that fight. The two Karen fights. That's it. He had a lot of 12-round fights scheduled. They just never made it to the 12 round. you know? So yeah, I think that stylistically here, uh, both fighters got their work cut out for them. Uh Xander has to work with that jab. He has a beautiful jab, but he has a utility jab. His jab is smart, but he uses his jab for multiple reasons. Xander, he'll use it as a rangefinder. He'll use a probing jab, sometimes a stiff jab. He's got like this side angle jab where he hits you like this from the side like that, not like this, but like this. And then he'll use the circling jab, not a lot, not a lot, but Xander knows what to do with it. He'll also use the jab to use it as a pull. He'll pull your guard and punch you with the right hand. And you know, he has a lot of good qualities about himself, Xander. So what he needs to do, key in this fight for me, for Xander, is work that jab. He's gonna have to work the jab, continue to work the jab, but work with it. Don't just throw one punch with Jerron Butenis. You're gonna have to stop him from loading up because Jerron Butenis likes to burst in with all his little special effects, right? But you could stop that right at the door, right at the door. And then another thing that Jerron Butenis likes to do, he likes to spin the fighters. He likes to get in close, use his footwork, and move around, kind of like Vasily Lomachenko. What was the key to success with Vasily? Teofimo Lopez kept him in front of him. He didn't allow him to step his foot over. When Loma stepped, Tio moved. He didn't give Loma the position. When Loma tried to do that, dun, 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 Tio just went bam, 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 and kept him right in front of him like that. He kept him right in front of him. So Loma had to dig in his bag. By the fifth round, he saw he couldn't move around him. Loma had to go forward with Tio. You can't let Jerron Boots Ennis spin you. You know what I mean? Another thing for Xander is that our keys to victory for me, he's gonna have to understand this is not your typical boxing match. So you're gonna have to know that you don't have to box this whole fight. This is not that kind of fight. This is the kind of fight you're gonna have to box in certain sequences. You will have to box in certain sequences. You're gonna have to brawl or fight. Might not be necessarily a brawl. Brawl by definition for me is just two guys throwing haymakers. A fight is a bit more polished, but it's still a fight. It's not a boxing match, it's a fight. And then on top of that, you're going to have to know when to box, when to fight, and when to apply defensive strategies. You're going to have to grab them sometimes. Clinching is not part of boxing. It's a foul, but let the referee do his job. If the referee doesn't tell you anything for excessive clinching, well, then you're just clinching in the moment. You're not clinching, holding on when the ref told you to break off, then that's excessive. You can clinch in a fight. It just can't be like you just holding on for dear life type shit. So, you got to utilize all these things, all these elements, all these boxing techniques, strategy, you know, the win and the where. The win and the where. It's very important. So I think that Xander needs to work off the jab. Xander has to keep his feet moving. And when he decides to plant, he needs to fire off. If you miss, like let's say he throws the jab and he misses the right hand and he throws the check hook and he still misses, don't throw the third punch. Xander knows better than that. Shit like that, like the when and the where. So Xander has to be like, he just got to stay within himself. He's got to be willing, and not be afraid to go forward. Test Jerron Boots Ennis early. I would test him early. Why? What if this is a fight that it doesn't become harder because Jerron Boots Ennis was good? It becomes harder because you made it harder. You bought into the fact that he's a phenom. You bought into the fact that this is your toughest fight ever. So you respect him a little bit too much more than you normally would have had you tried him. Test the fighter's intelligence. Are you all flash and show? All special effects? Is that what you are? Can you, if somebody's if because you're doing great when you're doing all the punishing. You're doing fucking phenomenal when it's Jerron Boots in his time and he's getting very little resistance, kind of. You seem to turn into this phenom. You understand? So if you buy into that too much without testing it, shit, how you know he doesn't come in there with all that flashy shit and Xander says yeah and meets him at the front door. Boom, boom, boom. This is what a real 154-pounder hits like. And Jerron Bucenis gets a rude awakening. Maybe he doesn't knock him out. Maybe he doesn't put him down there. But he hits him with enough that Jerron Bucenis is a little bit more hesitant crossing that threshold. Now Jerron Bucenis is sitting on the outside trying to box and find angles to come back in. He's not just rushing in, like he did to Estanionis. Jerron Bucenis was just forward on Estanionis. You know what I mean? And he'll do that. Jerron's going to attack you early. And to the fight fan that said this the other day in my live, he said, round one. I said, what? He said, what you going to do when Jerron Bucenis switches up? So what you mean? He said, switch up from right to left. Because Jerron Bucenis knocked out Liam when he switched from righty to lefty and knocked him out, right? I was like, yo, check this out. I don't know if you're aware of this, but you do know that Xander was born lefty and they converted him to a right-handed fighter. You know that, right? So he writes left-handed. He dribbles left-handed. Xander is a naturally born left-handed person. They just converted him to a right-hander. So Xander's jab is actually his strong hand. Remember this, just food for thought. Xander's a natural lefty. And you see him in the post, look what hand he grabs the mic with. You ever see him sign something? Look what hand he signs it with. He writes lefty. He's punching you with his jab is actually like it would be your right hand if you're a righty. Jerome Bouzet's gonna step in with that shit like that. I think Xander shocked a lot of people with his jab and his career. Oh, and by the way, if Xander has to, he can switch to lefty because he's comfortable there because he is a lefty. Xander knows how to box lefty. He started boxing lefty. So if Jerome Boutet wants to hop into the left stand, cool. No problem. No problem. He, he's gonna. So to the guy, he was like, "Yeah, what's gonna happen when he boots goes lefty on him?" I'm like, "You need to do your homework, homeboy." Had you said anybody else, I'd be like, "Oh shit, that might be some problems." But you're talking about a lefty and Xander. There is no problem. So yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about when I wake up on Saturday and shit, and I start heading out to the fight. I was gonna go on a live like this and shit, and fucking and like stream my whole day leading into the fight, like get dressed and shit, go through, from New Jersey to go to New York to the Barclays Center, get down to the Barclays Center and shit. So yeah, man. I ain't been in Newark, New Jersey. When's the last time? Last year. I was here last year. I think I was here last year. Yeah, I was here last year. Yeah, I ain't been down in Newark in a little while though. About a year. About a year I haven't been here. Yeah, probably go out tomorrow. Eat some dinner or something. I don't know. Probably go do some shit. Catch up with the family after the weigh-in. Probably go to New York and shit, and like because we're already gonna be in New York. We're gonna be in the Barclays Center. So probably go down to Manhattan or something. I don't know. It all depends. It all depends. Hey, yo, Key, bro. I ain't heard from you, bro. I ain't got no number to call you and shit. You better hit me up on Instagram and shit. I'll take you and your girl out to dinner. You come out with me and my family. You know what I mean? He said he was gonna take me to a restaurant. Shit, I might take you to a restaurant. Yeah. Yeah, man. So listen, fight fans, man. I can't wait for this fight. I'm just giving you guys an update where I'm at and shit. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this fight. And shout out to everybody else on the card. You know what I'm saying? We seen Popeye up there. You know what I'm saying? He up there in full attire. Ben Whitaker, and then you seen Jaleel Hackett and fucking Yuri Cedeno there going back and forth. Yeah. Emmanuel Vargas. I want to see him do his shit against Bryce there, Mills. I want to see him do his thing, man. I also want to see on the card Juanita Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Juanita. And that's who I'm gonna go to the fights early because I think he's like one of the first fights. And I want to see that young man fight. I think he's 5-0 right now for Puerto Rico. He's still undefeated. Oh, I think he got a draw or some shit, right? I gotta check him out. I ain't seen him in a while. I've seen all of my Juanita's fights. I seen his debut. I seen his debut. I think I seen all his fights so far. I've been watching him closely. There's a couple fighters now that are coming up that I'm watching real closely too. And there's a couple kids on this card that I want to just check out and shit. Definitely, definitely. Leading into the Abdullah Mason card, for July 4th. So this is gonna set the tone. And then Abdullah Mason, Shout out to Abdullah Mason, Cleveland, Ohio. Stand up. Y'all got a real one in Abdullah. I like that dude. I've been watching all his fights, man. I've been following Abdullah for quite some time now. They switched his opponent. They gave him Albert Bell. Albert Bell is a 6 foot tall, decent boxer in his own right, I would say. He doesn't have a big knockout ratio. I think he's got like 32, 35% knockout ratio, right? He's got like 9 knockouts, you know? So he's not known for being a big puncher. He's not known for being a big puncher. So, but what Albert Bell has is experience. He's been in there with pretty some pretty decent dudes, pretty I would say C plus, B minus dudes type shit. Well, one of them had the potential, but then he lost. But anyway, Bell is like, I think he's good. I think he's good. Uh, and I can see what everybody's saying about Abdullah Mason also being a young fighter. And Abdullah Mason in his career, he's been dropped twice. Same fight, same guy. He got dropped twice, right? Um, but I expect to see a better version of Abdullah Mason. Yeah. And I think Abdullah Mason's gonna pack him up. A lot of people are saying that if Abdullah was to win, he's gonna have to go to decision with this guy. And some people are saying and new. They think this kid Albert Bell is gonna beat Abdullah Mason. I'm like, all right, cool. Both of them they American fighters, so I really don't got no no nothing with that. I ain't got no qualm with that and shit because whoever wins is gonna be an American fighter, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So, but what I'm saying? I like Abdullah Mason. He's a great role model for kids out there looking to be the next fighters of the next generation. Fighters like Abdullah are paying the way once again for the next wave. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, and when Floyd did it, and you saw that when Floyd was at the top of the food chain, everybody wanted to be and still be like Floyd. Walk around with entourages, gold chains and shit. Fucking and that image hurt a lot of fighters, and a lot of fighters don't want to fight each other because they don't want to be undefeated. They want to stay undefeated. So Floyd came in, did his thing, and when you saw him at the top, that was the message that was sent. Everybody else, look at what happened to AB, trying to be like Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And fucking Debo was trying to be like Floyd. Shakur, like all of them, they all want to be like Floyd, bro. You know, and like so, like now I want to change that in boxing. And fighters like Abdullah Mason, the Vargas, El General, the Vargas kid, Xander Zayas, fighters like that have that kind of image, carry themselves like that, I want those guys to be on top so that the next wave of kids see that as a winner and they imitate that. They keep a cool demeanor about themselves, business orientated, serious mind, training in the gym. Yeah, I want our kids to look at that shit. Not the bling bling, the girls on each arm, staying in the party. See, Floyd knew how to work that facade. He knew it was a facade, but AB thought he had to play the role, and Floyd didn't have time to explain it to him. And once AB went down that dark alley, there was no turning back. Now look at him. They're molding that kid that Dean the Great to take AB's spot when AB gets too old. They're just molding the next AB from Dean the Great. They even got him dressing the same and shit. Just gonna make Another another one of us, they're gonna fucking put us all the way up there, and you think that they laughing with you, they laughing at you. There's a difference. Nah, man, that shit breaks my heart when I see AB up there drunk doing all that gorilla shit and shit. That's a fucking fourth division world champion right there. That's fucking Adrian Broner, bro. Damn, bro. Fucking AB, man. That motherfucker was nice. AB, he had a lot of fucking special effects. But AB, man, I didn't think he was gonna have that bad of a drop from greatness. I really thought that, excuse me, damn, that first one always gets me. Yo, I thought whoever trained AB, whether, because now I can name off his coach, but was that his coach coming up as a kid? Was that his coach? Or did he get him? You know what I'm saying? Like, who coached AB from a child? Like Floyd Mayweather's father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., right? But if people didn't know this, and they didn't know about Floyd, you would think Roger made Floyd because at once upon a time, when Floyd was coming up, Roger was in his corner. His dad was in jail, right? So you would think that Roger coached Mayweather and made Mayweather if you didn't really know. But like I think most of us know that fucking Floyd Mayweather Sr. made Floyd. And everything he taught into Floyd carried him throughout his career. When he was with Roger, Roger changed him. Yeah, Roger changed him a little. Yes. He had Floyd more forward aggression. You know what I'm saying? Just slipping punches, catching, slipping, pull counter. That was Roger. Roger did that with Floyd, right? So he trained him like that, but I know that Roger Mayweather didn't make Floyd. It was his father that made him. So and then on top of that, right? Um, AB, that's what I was saying. I was wondering who trained AB as a child. Like who? Because AB was doing shit in the ring that was you see, there's certain fighters and boxers you can take a kid yourself. I could turn you into a fighter. Okay, you come to my gym. I teach you the ins and outs. I turn you into a fighter, right? Okay. And the difference, there's another kind of fighter. There are people that were born to fight. I didn't have to make him a fighter. Without him throwing one single jab ever in an entire gym, he walks in on day one. I say, throw a jab. He goes, instinctively, he threw it perfect, almost perfect, close enough. We'll work on that. But boy, there are some people in the world that are born to fight. You don't gotta, you gotta, you teach them more. You bring them more ways and more avenues. And boxing really lays down for those kind of fighters. They learn like this. They learn the concept, the form. It takes a lot of hard work and repetition. It's not like I'm saying like he goes there and day one, he's a fucking champion. No, no. But you got something to work with. You got something right there. You're like, I can work with that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than turning you into a fighter. That's a process. That's a process. It could take me 2 years to get you to stop thinking and start reacting to fighting. Before My student knows the difference between that two, them two. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the kid that comes in and thinks fighting's all about going forward and just throwing punches. And he's draining himself and he doesn't know why he's tired. And you got to teach him. No, in a fight, it's actually just be more calmer. You know, you're going to see the attack, boom, boom, boom. Let him throw 4 or 5 punches. Then when he gets up, check his air tank. How you doing over there? You know what I mean? And you can make the fight easier for yourself. But that'll come with training. So that's what I mean. I would have to make you into a fighter. There are some kids instinctively, like they just know to do that. You done? You good? Oh, hold this. Pop up, my turn. You know what I mean? So AB, he was he was pretty fucking good, bro. He was pretty good, man. He was the type of fighter that had the same MO as any fighter. Oh, he was a weight bully. He was just fighting smaller guys, this and that. Shut the fuck up, bro. Did you make the weight in the contract? Did I make the weight in the contract? Then what's the problem? Are we in the both the same weight division? What's the problem? So now I'm supposed to say that Sebastian Fundora is cheating and Espinoza is cheating. Why? Because they were blessed with the ability from the gods to be crazy tall and skinny. So now they're cheating. No, Espinoza made the weight. We got to fight. Fucking Sebastian Fundora made the weight. Yes, he's mad taller than Tim Zoo. He beat the shit out of fucking one time Keith Thurman. That I look back in the fight and say, yo, he's just a tall bully. What are we gonna make new words? They're just tall bullies, and these guys are weight bullies. Not. If we both made the weight, what's the problem? If Devin Haney replenishes his 25 pounds over the who, oh, and are you both healthy? Did you both cut weight? Did you both put on weight? He might have packed on more than you. He looks a little bit swole than you. Well, then handle your motherfucking business. You shouldn't have took the fight. What do you want me to say? Oh, because one guy can cut. Nah, bro. Long as you make that weight. Now, if you miss weight, you're not a professional. Why you think Keyshawn Davis had to change his name from the businessman? Why you think he changed his name? Because you are no longer the businessman. Y'all thinking missing weight is like, it's a, he's going to come in overweight so that he can have all the advantages. Motherfucker, you miss weight one, too many times, you won't be a main event again for like 2, 3 years. What promoter is gonna fucking back up a guy that doesn't make weight, that fucks up the contracts? Who's gonna promote that? You gotta give 30% of your purse to the guy or whatever the amount you agree to. You gotta fork over your money. So missing weight, where does that ever become a thing? No, the fighter was a little undisciplined, missed a fucking couple of training sessions, didn't cut the weight, didn't watch what he ate. And when he missed weight and wasn't a professional, rather than taking the scrutiny for admitting that he fucked up, he says, nah, I meant to do that. Yeah. I meant to come in 3 pounds overweight to beat Devin Haney. Yeah. Floyd told me to do that. No, he didn't. He might have like said that wasn't a plan. Ryan Garcia wanted to win that belt just like he wanted to beat Devin. If he was going to beat Devin anyway, he should have became world champion that day. But even though you got the victory and then it was later turned over for the DQ, you mean to tell me you took the victory without the belt that you were actually fighting for? But somehow that was a plan. Motherfucker, if you don't take your simple ass over there and don't try to feed me no bullshit, no, you could never make 140, Ryan. Never. You ain't never made it. You always missed the weight. But when it was convenient for you to go with the story and people ate it up like you were a mad genius and you came up with the pan, yeah, let me come in 3 pounds overweight and beat Devin. Yeah. Bro, you guys made him sound like a master fucking thinker. Ryan, the same Ryan that said, save the kids, save the whales, aliens, they're putting something in our water. That Ryan thought that well through. The one that tested positive that was on TV doing an IV, that IVs are against boxing. You can't do that. He wasn't smart enough not to hide the IV. You could have got the match canceled for that. And he did that on a live. That's the guy that you're saying that all of a sudden came up with the vibe plan because Mayweather told them allegedly on a basketball court that Mayweather only missed weight one time after what, a 18-month, 2-year layoff? That he had to pay, he came in 2 pounds over? So a guy that never misses weight suggested, and you guys ate that up? You guys fell for that. And then Keyshawn misses weight, and he said, I did that on purpose to fight Edwin De Los Santos. Really, that was on purpose? Well, then miss me with that bullshit because Edwin De Los Santos never even fought you. So whoever thought of that plan to sacrifice your belt to come in heavier, you lost the belt, didn't get the fight, and no payday. And as a matter of fact, y'all got brought up on charges. Whoever thought of that bright idea, you need to fire him. Because now, Keyshawn Davis, you're not a professional. Then Keyshawn Davis goes and miss weights again in Norfolk, Virginia, and they gave him 3 times to make the weight. Brian Norman Jr. missed weight, and it was by like a little bit. So I kind of buy the story that somebody might have fucked with the scale, but it didn't matter. Because if Keyshawn Davis was going to continue missing weight, he should have just missed the weight and said, that's my MO. I'm Keyshawn Davis. I miss weight. No, that motherfucker went back there and sweated out that last little pound and came back and made the weight and wanted to remain a professional. Remember, he made the weight at the third time. So if this is a new thing where you think you can miss weight to get an upper hand on your opponent, you will not be rewarded for that. For that, you're giving 30% of your purse to the other person, and the next time you're in a fight, you will no longer be the main event. You got to fight on an undercard. Keyshawn David came back and fought on an undercard. Missing weight is not a professional thing to do. It's just not a professional thing to do. And I don't think Xander would miss weight and sacrifice his 2 belts. That's just the thought of that, and that anybody would actually believe that. And the fact of the matter, those guys are out there. They're really out there, bro. Guys that actually said, yeah, yeah, you know what? Fucking right, dude. Xander's gonna miss weight to try to weigh bully Jerron Boots Ennis. Yeah, man. Sounds about right. Cause my boy on that boxing show, he said it. Must be true. Boy, man, listen. Some people say some dumb shit in this world, man. Sometimes you don't never want to miss weight, bro. I ain't giving I'm not gonna be that dude where I'm embarrassed in the fucking history books. Be fucking that guy, Tank Davis. You didn't get beat by somebody didn't beat you in the ring for your belt. The scale beat you for it. You're supposed to be the champion in that division, and you can't make the weight in that division. They're gonna take their belt back. You're no longer representing the division well. You're not a professional. Fuck out of here. Come on, and you put that label on me. You know what I'm saying? I want a flawless career, bro. If I had it my way, like make weight all the time, whether I win, lose, or draw, like you can never say that when you scheduled a fight with me that I had a fucking mysterious eye cut or that I got eight flu-like symptoms and I didn't show up to the fight. I want my career to be prestige. That I when I said I was gonna fight, I made it. I act like a professional. I carried myself in a professional boxing manner. I made weight. I didn't waste my opponent's time. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta rely on the other person that he's serious about making this fight happen. You start getting a name like, oh, this dude is not, man, listen, ain't no promoter putting up millions of dollars on a person that ain't gonna make weight. You fucking crazy, bro. You crazy. That's why Keyshawn Davis quickly went in there and corrected that shit. And Brian Norman Jr. They don't want that. You're not supposed to get that on your resume, bro. That's not good. That's not a good thing at all. Look at David the Monster Benavidez. What happened on the scale? How long did it take him to correct that mistake? Man, listen, bro. That's embarrassing, bro. A champion never beat you? Mm. But shit happens. But I don't think Xander's gonna miss weight, bro. That motherfucker looks skinny as fuck, man. Yo, I hope his nutritionists and them, I know they know what they doing. They've worked with him. I know he's got a good team. I hope Jerron Boots Ennis replenishes and great too. I hope he puts on all his weight. Good, Jerron Boots Ennis. I hope he's not sluggish. I hope Jerron Boots Ennis like gets a good night's sleep and fucking, wakes up tomorrow, man, fucking feeling like $1 million. I hope Xander wakes up feeling like $1 million. I want both guys to be at their best. I don't want no excuses. You don't gotta help us. Don't give us no excuses. We win and lose. We win and lose. That's it. We Puerto Rican. We rocking out, baby. I don't need any help. I don't need Jerron Bruce Ennis to have a flu. I don't wish him to even have a mild headache. I want him to go make weight, replenish properly. We don't need no help, no disadvantages. I don't want it like that. I want Xander Zayas to knock him the fuck out at full strength. And I want full credit when he does it. Yeah. Fuck it. If Xander loses and he's the better man, then he's the better man. But I want him at his best. You know what I'm saying? It's not good to get an advantage to help you win. Because for the rest of your life, you're going to know I didn't beat him at his best. I know that feeling. You know what I'm saying? You ever fight somebody or something, you knew something was wrong with them, and you beat him, but you didn't want to beat him like that. You know what I'm saying? I needed you to be at your best, you know? So I don't wish no bad shit to to Jerome Boutenis. Nah, man. I'm not no sucker or no hater. I like competition and I'm fair about it. I wish Xander the best and I wish Jerome Boutenis the best. May the best man win. I just want my guy to win. That's it. you know? Hey, yo, Xander, man, don't leave the division, man. If you win, don't. Please don't. Stick around, man. Get that third belt for us. Come on, Xander. I gotta see that, man. I gotta know that one of us did it, you know? sometimes I feel like an asshole, right? I'm like, motherfucker, if you would have made better choices in your life, Edwin, you could have went and did it. You know, like I would have fucking went and did it, man. But I can't turn back the hands of time. Be like the what if. Damn, fucking E, bro. I've been down that argument before in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it again. But I need to see one of us do it, bro. Cause I know we can fight. I know we tough. Puerto Ricans is tough, bro. We've been great warriors throughout wars in history. You know what I'm saying? We the most handsome men out of all the Latin countries. Yo, well, hey, I didn't say it. The handsome people police said it, so don't kill the messenger. They voted us that. Okay, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right? I'm not the one that said that. They fucking put that in the magazine and I read it. I was like, oh shit. Like yeah, just like in the magazine I read Puerto Ricans are the tallest on average Latin country in the world. Out of all the Latin countries, on average, we're the tallest. You know, and I don't look up these statistics. These people do, and I read them, and okay, I feel taller already. You know what I'm saying? I feel like today's a tall day. You know, you know, and I feel like I'm short as hell. You know, and then yo, shout out to the New York Knicks. We got the body over there winning the ring and shit for us. So like, um, winning 3 belts, man, is big, bro. It's it's something that um I cherish championships. That's what I know. And if you don't got a belt, you will never no champion. You know, just to think about it, right? On average, right? 1% of boxers become a world champion. Think about that. 1% of all the men. Now, look, some divisions have more fighters than other divisions. For an example, 100 and I don't know. What weight are these guys in? Okay, at 154 pounds, I think I'm gonna guess a number, but there's roughly 2,640 men in that division, registered fighters. That's one division. 2,500 in one division in boxing. That's the entire UFC roster. Everybody, every weight division included. I don't think the UFC has 2,000 fighters. You understand? That's one division, and there's 17 divisions. Some divisions have a lot more, some have a lot less. Like at 105 and 108, there's only like 500 registered fighters at 105. There's like 800, 900, or maybe less at 108. There's like 700 at 112, 115, like 800. But and then as you start going up the divisions, the number starts getting higher and higher and higher and higher. There's divisions that got more fighters than 2,500 registered fighters. So the division number fluctuates. I think like 130 got like 1,700 fighters or some shit like that. Like I said, I'm not in front of my computer. I don't got box rec in front of me. So I don't know what the numbers are like off the top of my head, but I'm just giving you a rough statistic. So out of 2,500 guys, there's 4 belts in the division. Out of those 4 belts, they got 3 or 4 interim or regular belts floating off their belts. So let's say on average, there's 16 belts in one division. Only 1% of the men get a hold of those 16 belts. It's only 16 fighters. Out of 2,500, there's still not enough belts to go around. And we want to do away with interim belts. Like me, I hate these fucking interim belt things, right? But they're necessary. When you start to do the math, you realize why boxing did that. There's too many people waiting in line fucking 5, 6 years, never got a title shot, not even an interim title shot. There's not enough belts. Even with all the interims and all four in the ring, there's not enough to get everybody close enough to title shots. There's guys that been boxing for 10 years and never got even a fucking title eliminator. Never even got to one. It's just, and then sometimes these guys hold up the belts, run with them. One guy gets all four, and then it's like one guy is responsible for 2,000 fucking fighters' careers. All 2,000 guys want to fight that one guy. He's fucking going up here fighting in this weight division, going down there fighting this weight division, going across the street and fighting, doing everything but fighting in the division where he's supposed to, so that our division can keep going. Yo, it's a bitch, bro. 1% of boxers that enter boxing will ever see a world title. You mean to tell me that ain't shit? You don't need that anymore. That's like playing in the NBA finals, being up 3-1 and telling the Spurs, you know what? We don't need that trophy. We're good. You can have it. We don't value championships. We know we could beat you, so we're just going to say we can beat you. We don't need the trophy. How's that work out for you? So why would you say belts ain't shit? Why would you say or even think, oh, belts, we don't need belts. What the fuck are you talking about? Throw away the championship? So you can go on this remarkable fighting streak, right? With I don't know who you're gonna get to sponsor these fights for no belts. So I don't know how you're fighting for millions in the first place. Well, maybe you can become Jake Paul. So get all the money. After Jake Paul's career is over, in 2 short years, you will never remember his name in boxing. And all you got out of boxing, you got a whole bunch of money, but you got your face wired for no belt. You know what? You'll go down in history for not being a champion. You came into the sport of boxing, played with it for a little bit, made some money, did a lot of great things for women boxing. Shout out to you for that. But you never became a world champion. Less than 2 years. Shit, right now, Jake Paul hasn't boxed. There ain't been nothing about him. Everything's been negative, hasn't it? I know what you can't call yourself. A world Oh yeah, I made $36 million in one fight. Great for you. I'm talking to the champion. Can you move out of the way? Yeah, someone that got a belt. Champ. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'll push him out. I'll push him out the way to talk to Rolly. Rolly's a 3 division world champion. You can't fuck with Rolly. Jake Paul. You crazy? Yeah. So I'm about to shut it down. Look how we do it. We getting ready. Watch it fight. Look at Adrian Broder. See? Family, we be watching boxing. I'm telling you, AB was a shit. Yo, that's AB. That's AB at 21. That man can fight. Look at it. Look at it. He attacked me. Damn. Look how poised he is. AB can fight. He was fast too. Damn, to see him go through what he's going through right now, that shit's crazy. He liked to flash and show off, but that was just to distract you from what he knew he was doing. He knew exactly where he needed to be, where to step. Yo, I'm gonna eat some of these shits. AB was nice. He was 20 16 knockouts when he fought Josh. That's AB coach right there. But I don't know if he trained him when he was a kid. I gotta look more into it. I forget. Then he beat the brakes off that man. He beat the brakes off that man. Jesus Christ, stop the fight, ref. Get the fuck in there. Jesus Christ. He almost knocked him out the ring. Oh, he bashed him. Oh, that was ugly. That was beautiful. Damn. I hope Xander fucking pieces him up like that tomorrow. Xander he gonna put the Beats by Dre on his ass. Watch. Let me go get my juice. Hold up. Oh yeah. Soda time. Soda time. My wife ate with me, and now I can have soda. She don't like me drinking soda. I don't drink that shit. Mm. There you go, baby. The elixir. Mm. You go to your brother's house and you drink soda. Yeah, I'm fucking pumped, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. I'm fucking ready to go. I am. I just, I just don't know how I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Like fucking I think what I'm gonna try to do. I got it. I know who to call. I'm gonna call a couple people while I'm in town. Stop at a gym real quick. I got somebody I want to go look at. I want to go check out. No, don't bash that door. Oh. Yeah, I got a couple of people I want to go check out. There was a gym here, man. I forgot the name. Want to go down there and check out some of the guys down there too. Got a couple of spots I want to do. Well, the day is young tomorrow, and we'll start it all off and get that shit done. But yo, fight fans, man, tell me what you think. Who you got in this fight? where you'll be watching the fight from. Uh, I hope to get a lot of fucking man. Uh, the reason why I wanted to go some to these other places to see if any of the other fighters are gonna be there. Cause when they're in town and shit, they usually go to certain spots, you know, and they're not gonna be like sparring or anything. Mostly shadow boxing and shit, but you can catch the fighters in these gyms. Get a little interview before the fight, something that nobody else got type shit. So I think that, you know, I got a couple ideas. It's just getting to these places out here, so but now that I got my brother invested with me, he's gonna go with me. I'm gonna see what we do. I'm gonna see what we do. See where we stop by, see where we just get in where we fit in type shit. But it would be nice to catch some of these fighters and talk to them, you know. So I'll see what I can do tomorrow, man. All right, gang, chat. You guys are the shit, man. I'm gonna go crash down, smoke me a bowl, drink my soda. I'm gonna pay for it anyway. She gonna be like, "Get you drinking soda." We're supposed to be taking better care and health of ourselves. Soda. She gonna tell me about all the bad shit that's in the soda. Yo, so fight fan, love you guys, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll tell you I'll show you what I got at the weigh-in, and we'll see what we taking in there. We'll we'll take it from there, and then it's on to fight night. You know what I'm saying? So fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that button, like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, become a Round One Sports Talk member. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Peace. Let's go, Xander. Let's get it. We in the building.